welcome back to another episode of Why I Love BNI, your podcast spotlighting different BNI members, chapters on what they love about their business and how BNI has worked for them. So today I'm super excited to have my guest Mike with us today. Mike, thank you so much for the time today. I really appreciate it.
Happy to be here, Macy. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Well, I got connected. We got connected through a good friend. Well, we got connected through Amber and then got connected through my dad. So we got a few tears over there. But I've been told you have just an amazing example of a go-getter, go-giver in BNI. So I'm super excited to learn a little bit about your tips and tricks and secrets. But why don't you tell us and kick us off a little bit about you and your business and how you're helping people?
Oh, thank you so much for asking the question and having me on. I think for me, the way I help people, I'm not an educator, I'm not a physician, but as an honest, transparent banker, I can really help people with financial decisions that may really have an impact on their lives and their careers. That's my goal, is to be just honest, transparent, kind of the BNI philosophy, and help them grow.
That's amazing. Do you want to share a little bit? Because you were kind of sharing with me, and obviously it is what it is, over recorded line. But what is your business and what's your seat in BNI?
Sure, sure. So I'm an SBA lender, Small Business Administration, that's SBA. I do commercial and SBA loans. I've been doing that now. I'm in my 39th year of banking. I work for
Congrats.
a bank. Pineland is a tiny community bank, and I just love the opportunities that we have to help businesses start and grow through that SBA process. So it's a unique position in BNI. I'm very fortunate in Northeast Florida. There's maybe just a handful of us who specialize in SBA lending. And so I'm really privileged to help folks just navigate through that opportunity to buy commercial buildings, to invest in businesses, or to even start businesses.
And how did you get started in this specific niche? I feel like that's not something people just automatically know that that's what they want to do when they grow up.
No, that's a great question. After my career in banking has morphed and changed into different things, but for a small community bank, SBA really affords us an opportunity to reach out and take more credit risk because we have that guarantee that the SBA provides. But what that means for my clients, the small business entrepreneurs and folks who are growing those businesses, it means we can take more risk and say yes when the commercial and SBA people have to say no. So we're able to say yes a lot more often.
Wow, that's good to know. I don't think I knew that much before before this. So I appreciate you taking the time to let us know.
I'll give
Um,
you a quick example.
yes.
If you're an existing business and you've been in business a while and you give me your tax returns, if I pre-qualify for your loan and you don't get approved based on your historical tax returns, I can switch the product to an SBA product and perhaps get you approved based on financial projections.
Mm.
That's the difference between the commercial loan that can't use projections. We just have to look at historical tax returns, and an SBA loan that can factor in the changes and the forecasting that you're going to do as an entrepreneur in that business.
Oh, okay. That's really interesting to know. So if anyone's interested in learning a little bit more, what's the best way for them to kind of reach out? Or what are some of the things that they should know before they reach out?
You know, really, I think reaching out to me and establishing a relationship now, early on in the process,
Mm.
that way I get to guide you with my 39 plus years of experience on where you need to go, what you need to provide to me, so that you're not spinning your wheels and providing a lot of ancillary things. So the earlier you can get connected with me as an SBA lender, the better I can guide you toward that goal of you growing or starting your business.
That's perfect. So I'll make sure I have any information that you need to look up, any information on Mike or just anything in that area in the description. So people can click, copy, paste, whatever makes it easier. So switching gears just a little bit, what you've been in BNI for some time now, but what got you into BNI? What was your first exposure?
Oh, it's a great question. And I really look back on that fondly. I had switched uh, banks, and in 2018, I started with Pineland Bank and I had a 1 year non compete.
Mm.
So I thought, oh boy, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I can cold call, but I can't call them my old customers. And right about that time, a new chapter was forming in Nassau County. Here I am in Northeast Florida, Nassau County, Fernandina Beach, Yulee. And so a friend of mine invited me. We were the first 4 or 6 people or so getting together to kind of start this chapter. And we started the chapter, and I had no idea what BNI was about, but I thought, why not? Why not give it 110%, see what BNI is all about? And I'm so glad I did. I'll never look back on this with more fond memories, because that changed the trajectory of my professional, personal career. Um, I had no idea how much I didn't know about networking before I
Mm.
joined BNI.
And what are some of the things you've learned about networking since joining BNI?
Macy, I think a lot of times we would just regurgitate, if we were introduced in a business setting, we would regurgitate our title at the bank. And I would say, I'm Mike Mickler, I'm a vice president. But that title really never described what I did for my clients. And so BNI and the education process kind of helped me formulate a good 30 or 60-second commercial in terms of what it is I do. And that enabled me to have more meaningful conversations in an elevator pitch kind of way. But I've never been trained about how to network in all my career, and BNI helped me with that.
That's awesome. I don't know about your chapter. Our chapter is really big on slogans and rhyming and trying to make those 30 seconds as fun as possible. I'm just curious, given your name and the rhyming capabilities, is there have you been able to really capitalize on that?
Well, you've got a challenge for me. Maybe I need to change up my 30-second commercial. But I will tell you this, that a lot of people have watched Shark Tank.
Hmm.
And so I typically end with, listen, if you can't get your business funded on Shark Tank, come see me. I'm the SBA guy.
That's a good one.
People understand that.
I think that helps them connect the dots of what you're doing a little bit more if maybe they weren't as what's it educated maybe on it before. That's a really great way to connect the dots. Well,
Unlike most of the sharks who take a percentage of your company, I won't ever ask for a percentage of your ownership. I'll just say, here are our loan rates. Here's the amount I'm going to let you borrow. And you own 100% of your company. I'll never take a cut of your company.
yeah, you're like the real Mr. Wonderful. Like you're actually wonderful to deal with.
Like that. Maybe that's my new tagline.
You're so welcome to steal that. No royalties needed on it, so we're all good. Well, when you and I connected probably about a week or so ago, we were talking a little bit about our favorite kind of tips and tricks when it comes to BNI to really maximize your experience. I'd love for you to kind of share some of that of some advice you have for us newer members.
Oh gosh, Macy, I'll tell you, one of the best pieces of advice I would have for any member of BNI, new or experienced, is to make BNI as big as you'd like it to be in
Mm,
terms of your networking circle sphere of influence. Each of us in BNI belongs to a chapter, and I belong to Strategic Connections here in Northeast Florida in Nassau County. But my chapter is only 25 people. I love to visit other chapters, attend roundtables, speed networking, other events that the region puts on, because it gives me exposure to almost 1,000 people here in Northeast Florida. Number one, from a giver's gain perspective, I know that knowing more people in BNI outside of my chapter will help me give referrals, because there's a lot of categories that our 25 members don't have. And vice versa, there's a lot of opportunities in other chapters that may not have an experienced SBA lender.
mm.
So that's the number one tip I would have. Make BNI as big as you'd like it to be, regionally, nationally, internationally, if your business is so inclined.
Mhm. That's amazing. Because I mean, we should always start obviously with our chapter and get our one-to-ones with all of our members in our chapter, right? We know this, we love that. But like you mentioned, you and I aren't in the same chapter. We're in different chapters, and we're honestly like not even that close. Like you, we met in Jacksonville at the Northeast Florida, the convention there, and we mentioned going to the roundtables. But sometimes it's hard to meet some people, because you're so out of driving distance, which is why Zoom has been amazing for that, just connecting with people. And like I don't think we have an SBA guy, despite the fact that our chapter has about 85, 87 members at this point. We don't have anyone that does specifically what you do. So you never know. Even if you're a big chapter, some of the smaller chapters have some very unique categories as well.
They do. And again, um, because we trust one another in BNI, and even though I may not know you personally, I know that you've made a commitment to BNI and the success of your organization, your company. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. And if you reach out or I reach out to you and ask for some time, maybe a meeting for a one-to-one, we're going to give that to each other.
Right.
And there's immediately a trust just based on the fact that we have BNI membership. So it's just provided so many more opportunities than if I just stayed within my core chapter. I can't tell
Definitely.
you, and I'm really, really, really proud to say that after being in BNI for 6, almost 7 years, that I was able to reach the $3 million mark of money gain. That's thank you for closed business for other people. So I've made referrals to those other members in Northeast Florida primarily, and they've been able to have over $3 million of closed business. That's a really proud um, momentum that I've been able to achieve because I'm a good networker and I reach out through the giver's gain and I think about those other people.
That's amazing. And yeah, huge hats off. Like that is not a small feat by any means. And it really shows that not only do you care a lot about networking, but you care about connecting people with the right people, and giving the referrals that matter. And it's not just, I know that, we all are a part of under Stephanie Robinson here in Northeast Florida. And not too long ago, she visited my mom's chapter. And my mom was in love with the presentation Stephanie gave of here in BNI, we're not giving leads, we're giving referrals. We're giving warmed up referrals that matter, that are going to help both parties. And it's not like a tug and pull. And did you connect with that person? Oh, I don't want to connect with that person. That's what our focus is here in BNI. So that's a great reminder for us. Awesome. Well, Mike, thank you so much for coming on, spending a few minutes. You gave so many great nuggets. I don't think I can like narrow it down to like one or two. I think there's at least 30 in here. So thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it. This was a lot of fun.
And I would love to do a one-to-one with anybody attending today or listening. I just love that opportunity to get to know you and your business and see how I can help you because
Mm,
as a business uh, coach, if you will, I run across a lot of opportunities for my fellow BNI members to help you grow your business. And it just makes me look good to be that value added partner when I get to know you and your business and how you can help my clients and prospects. So thank you, Macy, for the opportunity.
of
I
course.
really appreciate it.
Yes,
Thank
of course. Thank you so much. And to everyone watching, I really appreciate you as well. And I'll see you next time. Bye.